Yeehaw! And welcome back to Southern Snack, where life is too short to be serious. So, as you can see, I don't have anything to show to you guys. I'm just doing a recap video of my experience at the Mountain Dew Outpost at Doe Mountain in Tennessee. You could go from today, June 4th, until June 12th, which is next Sunday. So just as a heads up, what can you do? Well, you go, you wait in line, you register. If you're a lucky first 150 for the day, then you get to try 6 different flavors. We're going to break down those flavors for you too. And let's just, I don't know, I want to be able to have a good thumbnail. We'll do something with that. But anyways, so how this works is you stand in line, register, and then there's an activity line you go get in. And so if you're of that first 150, you get a ticket for the flavor challenge, and then you go reserve a slot for that. You can do the scavenger hunt, and there's some guided tours and such. You can also rent RVs and things. You don't have to sign up for that. It does cost quite a bit of money, so make sure to have a good amount of money if you want to go. And I apologize about the cars in the background. This is a place I find fitting with good lighting. But you can, if you got a good amount of money, you're going to have to pay quite a bit to rent these Polaroids? Not Polaroids. Words blanking on me. Starts with a P. But anyways, so you could do that too, and it's fun. We had some interesting experiences doing that. I'm with my dad, by the way. So I just want to break down, review, because my channel really focuses on reviews here. So I just want to review the 6 flavors real briefly. Scavenger was a fail for me. Really, it was a mess. You had rules where you're supposed to only take 1 of each token, and there's supposed to be 150 green tokens. So, you know, most people signing up have an opportunity to get the limited edition Outpost bottle. So I wasn't able to get that today. Plan is to go tomorrow, and we'll see. But that was part of that. It had a few other prizes, like a backpack, $500 cash. And man, there's a lot of traffic rolling through here. I don't understand it. It's not usually this busy. Anyways, so, you know, that was a bit of a fail for me, but we're going to go try and get that straight tomorrow. But going up those trails was a lot of fun. So yeah, the Dew tasting, you walk in, and you got little tablets, and you got little kind of like flights, not really. They're little Dixie cups of the 6 flavors. So we started with one until the end, and then I did the survey. Felt rushed. They should not have rushed it so much. They should have been a little bit more organized, especially if they really want to take all this into good consideration. If this is really important to them, they should have it a little bit more organized. I did get my survey in. I made sure I made my voice count. I really think all the flavors should come back. I think it would be wise. All of them tasted good. They all tasted pretty good. So let's just do the rundown. What was my number 1? My number 1 was S'mores. It was not the best flavor. I will say of the 6, it was not the best. But the reason I say it's number 1 is because it's different. You know, Mountain Dews are usually a fruity soda. So you're getting a lot of fruity flavors. And, you know, when we got Cake Smash, I loved it. I love this s'mores concept. I think it could have been a little bit more balanced. It was very marshmallow, graham flavored, and hints of chocolate. I think it could have used more chocolate. 8 out of 10, very solid. Here comes another car. Bye-bye, say hello. Okay, anyways, moving on. Number 2, Summer Pop. This is a very simple cherry raspberry flavor. Tastes exactly like what you get with the fireworks popsicles in the freezer aisle. I thought it was a hit, the best flavor of the six, 10 out of 10. But again, nothing beats the uniqueness of the s'mores in this conversation. And this isn't a grand plan, grand scheme of a flavor, but it's delicious. And I really think if they decide to go a different route than Baja next year, which I think they should look into other options just to keep the creativity levels high, I think it will be back. I think it will bring s'mores along with it. And I can see the other four being a variety pack on the Dew Store. I think the future of the Dew Store is going to be variety packs. With how successful Typhoon did and how it went over well other than some zip codes, I think that's got some good looks to it. But yeah, Summer Pop was the best flavor. S'mores was my favorite. Does that make sense? So my 1 and 2 are those. Huckleberry was number 3. Huckleberry, and just to back it up, S'mores was like, the same color you had with Ginger Snapped and the Voodoos. This very white, translucent color. And then the Summer Pop was a light blue. Of course, in my thumbnail, hopefully I get all that so you can see that. So my number 3, of course, was Huckleberry. It had a very nice sweet tone to it, maybe a little bit of tartness to it, but I like the boldness of the flavor. Simply put, I would say 8, 8.5, and I would love to have more of this flavor. Rolling on to number 4, a very dependable, non-surprising option here, but one I couldn't just put all the way at the top was cinnamon apple, or apple cinnamon. It literally is a less sweet version of thrashed apple with cinnamon flavor, and it's not an aggressive cinnamon flavor. It's very, very refreshing. It's, if you're not very into the sweeter side of thrashed apple, you may actually like this a lot more. I still love thrashed apple. I still give it like a 9 or a 10. It's up there. And I just don't think this quite meets that kind of flavor element. But I do think it is a good drink. And again, I would give it something like a 7.5 or an 8. I think it's good. Now we go to the 2 that I still enjoyed, still thought, they could do something with, but were less enjoyable, per se. I put Pickle at number 5. A lot of people were like going crazy over Pickle. You finally get to hear about Pickle here. I put that at number 5, and I give it a 6 out of 10. So it was really the worst flavor of the bunch. There's no surprise with that. But it wasn't terrible. So you get the nice little cucumber pickle flavor of it. It's not so vinegary where you're puckering and you're like, ugh. It's like pickle with a sweet twist. So again, a 6 out of 10. Excuse that car again. Don't know why so much traffic, but that's just how it is. Oh, more traffic. I apologize, but more traffic. Okay, but to get to my point, I think it would be nice to have Pickle come out at some point, but not as a nationwide release. More so of that variety pack at the Dew Store. And that leads me to my last one, and that would be Elderberry, which, and again, sorry for the vehicle. I'm outside. Maybe I should go out back. I don't know. But this is the only good spot I could find. Elderberry just wasn't quite hitting in terms of the flavor notes. All right, so many cars that we had an issue. Anyways, let's try and wrap this up. So Elderberry, again, not very bold, a bit tart, a little bit bitter per se, a little sour. It was good, again, but compared to the others, I wasn't in love with it. Maybe it's something I have to drink a whole bunch of alone to kind of appreciate it, and maybe it would see itself rank higher if I had that chance. But since we're sampling things, and I'm like, okay, let me just process this quickly, move on, it just wasn't quite hitting. But my dad loved it, and from what I was looking from the voting, so you would take your cup, they leave you with one Dixie cup, and you carry it over to a slot And you know, you got the 6 slots for each flavor. I put mine in S'mores. Dad put his in Elderberry. I quickly observed Elderberry was number 1. My projection is that that's gonna change. Summer Pop's gonna win, but that was interesting. Interesting start to it. So, anyways, I hope I didn't hold you up too long. Hope I didn't make you fall asleep, and I hope I didn't piss you off with all these cars coming by, because I know people get distracted and pissed. But I addressed the issue. I told you how it was, and that's my review. I will see y'all around.